Okay, I think I should just start, right? Oh, okay, thank you. Um, okay, let me. Thank you so much for Jade. Not sure if you were introduced. Esther, are you supposed to go first, or I just continue?
Well, I think because of time, you could just go on. I'll do the necessary in the chat section and every other place. So you're welcome, Bethany. It's nice having you.
Okay, thank you so much. So yeah, so I'll be taking you guys through DevOps today. So give me. So this session was supposed to be done by Chioma, but she is unfortunately not here. Let me just share my screen, then we can continue. I hope you're all good. Is my screen okay? Yep. Oh, bad network quality. Okay. So today we'll be talking about DevOps. A little bit about myself. I am Bethany Jepchumba, one of the Gold Student Ambassadors in Kenya. And what else? I'm also a program assistant at Ndala for the GADS 2020 program. So I might be a familiar face to many guys. I've interacted with so many guys from Africa, so it's fun having you around. I'll be taking you through this session, Introduction to DevOps, and I hope it will be an amazing session for all of us. So the first thing is, what is DevOps? So let me do a brief introduction to what was there before, then why we need DevOps. So initially we had the waterfall method. So in the waterfall method, it was um, a minute. In the waterfall method, it was there's someone who's seated, let's say, in the developers are seated in another room, the front end are in another room, the back end are in another room. Every developer is working on their own stack. So when the first set of the back end is done, they push it on to the front end developers who now work together. Then they push it on to deployment. So there's it's like uh, the way your stairs look like. So it's one step, then the next, and the next. So it's nothing, no interaction. It's just one straight line where after one thing is done, the other one is continuing, and then so on and so forth. So now this necessitated the growth of Agile. So in Agile, it's about being able to integrate all these things together. So like in the first iteration, you have a group of developers, designers, program engineers, program managers, and everyone who's in the who's helping in developing the product together. So that's why here the first thing is DevOps is the union of people, processes, and products that enable continuous delivery of value to end users. This means that everything works together, comes together. Like if, let me give you an example. If you're building an app, let's say for your school, you're building your school portal. You definitely need someone to do the design for the portal. You need someone to work on the back end, someone to work on the front end, and someone to do DevOps. So all of you are working together in this process. So you meet regularly. So with this type of system, you actually get to meet regularly. You get to interact. You get to see how far where we're going, etc. So before I head to the benefits, let me demystify the term DevOps. So it's a combination of two words. It's a combination of the word development and operation. So it allows a single team to manage the entire application in the development lifecycle. That is testing, deploying, and operation. So definitely when you're building an application, you need to test it before you deliver it to the end users. You need to write integration tests. You need to ensure that the quality is okay. You need to test also with the user how usable is the product, etc. So that's where the term DevOps came in. So now, what are the benefits of DevOps? One of the benefits is you are able to detect bugs early enough in the production cycle. So you can be able to since you're all working together, you can be able to look at bugs and detect them early. The other one is you are able to measure how you're progressing. So as I said earlier, there's the need of daily stand-ups, daily sprints, and having this to meet every other time, so that you can be able to know what has been done, who's doing what is happening where. So that's one of the things that you need, that is very key in DevOps, being able to measure your progress, being able to set realistic timelines at the end, to know if today you're building, if today so and so did the button and ensured the different states are there, etc. So now what is the next step? So you can be able to actually measure how far you will be in like the next 2 months. Then the other thing is the ability to meet the actual needs of users. In DevOps, you have the user in the process. You don't build in isolation as it was in the waterfall method. So everyone is working together. You meet the users, you meet everyone. So you have all this interaction with everyone. So everyone is like, all the stakeholders are involved. Another thing is faster deployment to production. So in DevOps, we have a set of tools. I'll be talking about them in the next 2 slides. So we have a set of tools that we normally use. GitHub, there's CI/CD tools, there's the Azure DevOps tools. So all these tools help to automate the process of deployment they help to automate the process of deployment. The other thing is the ability to recover quickly from build failures. So DevOps, as I said earlier, DevOps, you're working together. So you can easily identify a bug, as I said, and you can also recover quickly from it. So you can, if you're able to detect a bug earlier and fix it, so you'll be able to fix it earlier, meaning you'll be able to recover quicker from failures. Yes. So now the next thing is, what is the DevOps life cycle? Where does DevOps come in production? So we have in this slide, we have 4 life cycles. So this life cycles are planning, development, delivery, and operations. So the first thing is planning. So in planning is when you now sit down and discuss how the project will look like. What will the front end look like? First of all, what are you building? If you're solving the problem of corruption, let's say, that's something that's very rampant in our country. So if you're solving the problem of corruption, who is the most affected? Is it the normal citizen? Is it the policeman? Is it the schools? Is it the institutions? So you first need to know who's affected. Who are you building it for? So if the users are like citizens, so what will the citizens be doing? Will they be reporting? Will they be so if you're reporting and you're reporting a policeman, so who will you be reporting to? You see, so you have to like plan out first of all, what are you solving? The next thing is after you've planned out what you're solving, the next thing is planning now what you need. So if you're building let's say a web application, so you need to determine what stack are you using. Are you using Angular? Are you using React? Are you using .NET for the backend, or are you using Django? All these things you need to determine. And then what is the database you'll be using? Are you using Cockroach? Are you using Cosmos DB? Are you using MongoDB? So now you need to sit down and plan all these things. And after then, you've planned, you've sat down with your team and you agreed this is what we'll be doing, you see. So now it's up to you to now start developing. So now in the development phase is now when you start building. So building the product. So everyone is now in there. The designers are designing, the backend developers are doing their thing. So everyone is just working together to ensure that everything is okay. The other phase is the delivery. So now, when in the development phase, you will have tiny sprints. So we normally call them in Agile, they're normally sprints. So just like in 2 weeks, you're working on like an MVP. An MVP is a minimal viable product. So in 2 weeks, you're working on an MVP and you need it to be delivered in 2 weeks. So what do you need? You need to have how it will be delivered to the users, how the process will run. So you need to have the DevOps installed, like the If it's Git, you need to have the Git repositories all set up. If it's CI/CD, you need to have it all set up. Then you now start with the development and ensure that in 2 weeks everything is delivered, and then go back to another sprint. So I think I've covered most of that. If you have any questions, remember to just post them. So what is now the DevOps culture? The DevOps culture includes being able to, so let me go back first. In DevOps, as we initially mentioned, people are a great fact in DevOps. You're working with people, you're not working in isolation. So you need to be able to have a strong culture, to be able to like implement what you're doing. So we need to have teams working together, implement the product together, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So now, what is now the culture in DevOps? So we have 4 main ones here. So the first thing is collaboration, visibility, and alignment. When you're working together as a team, you need to be in sync. You need to be able to know what your progress is. You need to have everyone accountable for the, no, I'm skipping to the second part. So you need to be able to collaborate with all your teammates. You need to have like a means of communication. If you're using Teams, you need to always update your members on what you've done, what you're doing. If you have daily to-dos, so there are tools like Jira, which you can be able to use. There's Clubhouse. So you can be able to use these tools in program management, whereby you assign tasks to different people and they can be able to, you can be able to collaborate together to complete the different tasks. Another thing is accountability. So whenever one is assigned a task, one is supposed to be able to complete the task, to do the task to completion. So that's another key thing in DevOps. Another good thing about DevOps is you're able to work in short sprints. So you have shorter release cycles. So you are able to like work faster, get your product out faster, get feedback faster, and go back. So it also enables you to continually develop your skills, continually learn, continually just improve all the things that you have. Okay, so the next thing is about the DevOps practices. So now, this is now where we talk about the different tools that are used. So the first thing is continuous integration and continuous delivery. So you need to set up a tool that enables you to be able to continually integrate your, like, you're able to have GitHub actions that you can be able to continually build your app and have it delivered to the end user. So setting up base of everything before you are in production. The other thing is the use of virtual control software. So we have different software, version control software. We have GitHub, Bitbucket. I don't have any other. So yeah, I only know those two. So we have the main one is GitHub. So GitHub, so what is version control first of all? Version control is being able to have a place where you can keep a track of the different code bits that you have. So you can be able, like for instance, how GitHub works, you can be able to create a branch in a repository. So you have like a whole code repository where you place all your code in there. You can create branches for different people working on the code. And then you can be able to now work on your code and continually update it. So you're working on it on your local machine, but you can be able to upload it to GitHub, and each upload is a commit. So each commit is like marked. So whenever you do a commit, it's like a version in your what is it called, in your code base. So that's one thing about version control. You can be able to see the history of how your code has been. You can be able to have a place where your code is stored, and in case like your memory is wiped, I've ever had such. So in case your memory is wiped or your laptop just crashes, you can be able to have an online place where all your code is stored, instead of like depending on what you have, which might be a bit low quality. Like for me, my laptop just crashes anytime. So instead of depending on your computer, like if you have limited storage and everything, you can just have all your code on GitHub. The other thing is agile software development. So there are different tools here. So as I mentioned, we have Jira, we have one of the things that to understand agile very well, there's a book called Sprint. So it's by I've forgotten the authors, but that book explains to you how agile is, how you can be able to work in sprints, being able to have plan your code, develop your prototype, come up with a viable an MVP, and yeah. So we have all these agile terminologies like Scrum, sprints, etc. So agile is very key, especially since agile enables you to like iterate faster, work on things faster. Like you can be able to build something very fast, deploy it, see how it works, then go back to the drawing line in the different sprints that you have. The other thing is infrastructure as a code. Infrastructure as a code is where you are able to automate the provisioning of infrastructure. So this is now where you use cloud tools. So you can actually use Azure in this. So you are able to like have the infrastructure in place where you can be able to develop, deploy, and scale your applications. So this helps you not to worry so much about what's underlying in your app and be able to now deliver faster, work on code more and delivering faster. The other thing is configuration management. So what this is systems and processes of establishing and maintaining consistency in the product's performance, functional, and physical attributes. So now being able to have like in design, we have design systems where you can have the different styles of what you want, the different typography, different button styles, different color palettes that you need. So here it's the same thing, having like a consistency of what you need in the code that you're producing. The last thing is continuous monitoring, and this you can actually do by having tests and being able to always ensure you test your code, being able to ensure everything is on track. So there are very many tools here. You can use several tools to be able to achieve this, including Jenkins and many more. So each language has also its own testing library. So like for React, there's Selenium. I can be able to use to test your code. Now DevOps and I've already explained most of this. So maybe I can take you through Azure DevOps to see how it looks like. So Microsoft Azure is like a public cloud platform. So here you're able to have GitHub, Azure pipelines, boards, Azure Monitor. You have also your Visual Studio Code here and the Azure Kubernetes service. So I'll give you a demo of that at the end. So this is how the CI/CD looks. So here's view. You're the engineer here. So the first thing is you're writing your code. So you're writing your code in your local machine. You upload your code to Azure repos. Then from Azure repos, you have the pipelines in place. So the pipelines can include having the Azure virtual machines, having the dev test labs to be able to just test how your application is, and you can actually get insights on your application at the end. So this is a continuous process. This is now the continuous integration and continuous deployment for Azure. So I think I need to do a demo for this. So you need to you can sign up to your Azure portal using this link. Click on the sidebar, select all services, search for DevOps, create an organization, and invite your teams and start the DevOps journey. So Let me see any other slide. Sorry, this these are actually not my slides, so I have to actually remember where everything is. So give me a minute as I switch my account. Where is it? 1 minute. In case you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me, to ask in the chat. Maybe Esther or Rosinati, are there any questions so far before I do the demo?
No.
There are no questions, Bethany.
I can't see.
It's okay, Osinachi. I could help you. We are having an issue hearing you. Bethany, there are no questions in at the moment.
How many minutes do I have for the demo?
5.
5 minutes. Oh wow. I'm so sorry. Let me stop sharing my screen and share my Azure portal. I'm not sure if it's even loaded. Yeah, now it's good. So yeah, so the first thing you need to do is you can come. So this is how Azure looks like. So you can just come here, create a resource. So our resource is on DevOps. So we can have the DevOps starter pack.
That's me, 4 minutes.
I am almost done. So now, like I use Python, so next. So you can choose your framework. I'll go with Flask. Then now Windows Web App. That's all. So I can create my project MSSA 2020, the organization MSSA 2020 0. That's my whatever. I don't use US. It's very slow. I use Western Europe. You can also use South Africa because it's in Africa. It's faster. No latency. So there's the DevOps 1, 2, 3. Hope it loads. A few seconds. So you can change. You can actually have the additional settings. You can change down here, but since I'm in a hurry, this is all I can get for now. So yep. I have my starter. So yes, coming. Few minutes. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure which come to pass, but yeah, this is what's supposed to be happening. So I've shown you the steps on how to create the DevOps starter. Just come to portal.azure, create, then you have your starter. So maybe I can visual. I hope I get it right. Visual. What have I done? Dev essentials. Yes, it's done. So this is now the starter template for DevOps. So yeah. And yeah, deployment will take a while. So, but this is how you start off in Azure DevOps. So let me log into my account here. See if I can get DevOps. Yep, done. and we have our starter. So yeah, you can begin exploring. So for any resources, and you have everything you need. So you have the project homepage, the repos, you can build pipelines, release the backlogs, the users that are in the organization, etc. So everything is set. So you can begin your DevOps journey from here. So maybe for more resources, you can head over to Microsoft Azure. I will share the resources in the chat. I think that's okay. But that's totally it from my side. Yep. Thank you so much. Esther, anything I should add?
All right. So there's someone who says they appreciate the presentation. They will look into it. Yeah, that's Hinga. Says thanks for the presentation. We'll look into it. Yeah. So thank you very much, Bethany, for this beautiful session. Like I said before, we have a feedback form that's on the Q&A. Feel free to send in your feedback, and we will definitely look into it. So one of you actually may stand a chance to get 1 year of LinkedIn Learning. So you might as well hop in there and seize that opportunity. So Bethany, you could leave us your LinkedIn handle or any other social media handle, maybe for us to connect with you. Otherwise, great session.
Okay. Everywhere you can just find me at Bethany. There something. So Bethany Jepchumba, just or Pikachu somewhere. So if you find Bethany Jep and a Pikachu picture, that means that's definitely me. Otherwise, thank you so much.
All right. We really appreciate. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.